actually, oh, go ahead.
I'm just going to hit record real quick. You go ahead, Erin. I mean, what were you going to say?
Just going to say, so I was just going to say, because, and this is something we can add into, so for me, if you guys are like me, I love having a dessert or a sweet like after dinner. It's really hard for me not to. And so I'm trying to figure out, without manipulating the plan, how to have an apple with peanut butter. Because if I can have that when the family's eating ice cream, at least I'm having something. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of days, because you have to like make it work for you, but without manipulating the plan. And so I've been doing that the last couple of days, and it's awesome. So yeah. I have to have dessert. So that's my...
That's a pretty fair trade for dessert, I'd say. Okay. All right. We're going to get started. So welcome everybody who's watching on the recording. I'm thankful to Erin for bringing this up as an idea for us all to get together on a video so we can hash out some things. I think she and I would both agree that the nutrition part is going to be super, super important. I mean, the workouts are hard enough as they are, with the length that they are and the kind of different, like you have the bands and the sliders, and they're different, but the nutrition part, like the timed nutrition, is going to be super important for this program. So if you're kind of just like, oh yeah, I'll get the nutrition thing and figure that out, like, no, like that, you're not going to get the same results that you're looking for. And I don't think any of us would be doing 80-day obsession if we didn't want to see results out of it. Like, we're not just like playing around. I mean, okay. So have you guys on the call, have you guys made a meal plan yet, or are you still kind of figuring things out?
I have my first week's meal plan. For me, I work better with having kind of the same meals throughout the whole week. Like, I can change meals for different weeks, but if I have too many options, I know some people work better being able to have options, but for me, I need the same kind of meals throughout the whole week. So my meal plan is fairly easy because it's kind of the same every day. And that's when my brain can't think of what I can have, then I also don't think about the cookie and everything else later. So for me, it was about making it pretty sterile throughout, which obviously we have to go ahead and always be evaluating ourselves, because maybe I'll find out that doesn't work for me this time, because the things that I did in my 20s definitely do not work for me now in my 30s. So I think it's really important to remember to just continuously evaluate yourself and make sure that what you're doing is working for you.
Mm-hmm. I tend to be the same way. Like, I try to keep it simple, because I don't want to have to completely make a new meal prep for a new day, like every night during the week. So I think I'm using like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the same, and like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, that kind of thing. Erin, what have you been doing? I mean, you've already been using the time nutrition this week.
Yeah, I had to start because it scared the heck out of me. And if I don't start and get it down, I'm just like not setting myself up for success. But I'm telling you guys, like, I posted yesterday I did the time nutrition 2 days, and 2 days our regular fixed plan. And I lost 4.8 pounds last week. And that was a lot of holiday bloat. But anyway, so what I've been doing, because I am a stay-at-home mom and I work at home, my Beachbody business. So if I was going to a job, I would definitely have to do more meal planning. So kind of my way and how I do it is I just have a ton of foods in my kitchen that are plan approved. And so what I've been doing is, on my alarm, I'm like, okay, what am I, I may need a little bit better system, but I'm looking at, okay, what am I eating next? And then what do I have? So I'm just going and throwing stuff together. So I'm kind of like switching it up. But the one thing I've found, because my bracket went up and it's only an extra teaspoon carb, protein, and veggie, which doesn't sound like a lot of food. It's a lot of food. Like, and not that I'm not hungry, because I feel so satisfied from this, but I need to go grocery shop for more because it's like so much extra food. And, but yeah, so what I've been doing is, like, when my alarm goes off is, okay, all right, well, I want an egg. So mine's just a little bit more of, it's having foods that are ready. Like, I have cucumbers cut up and I have baby carrots. So when you have to eat your veggie, I'm like, okay, just throw it in a container and eat it. And then I love doing a salad. So I've kind of moved one of my greens to one of the meal options to make 2 veggies in that. I know I'm kind of manipulating it a tiny bit, but I feel really good about it. So I'm not like rewriting Autumn's from it all. I'm just kind of making it work for me, because the one thing I've from all the calls that I've learned, you guys, is like the most important thing is that I'm looking at it, is the workout block. If you have that, that's like the most important part, and the rest of it try to stay within eating 2 to 3 hours and do your best to stick to how she says to do it. But I've changed it just a tad, like I said, to get my apple and peanut butter. And anyways, I don't know if that really helps her answer your question.
No, it does, because you've already been using it and through it. That's helpful. Oh yeah. So the workout block, for those of you guys who are, just to reiterate that the workout block is ideally 60 to 90 minutes before your workout, you're eating some food. Now this is I think it's going to change depending on the person. Like, I'm used to fasted workouts, so I don't necessarily, I'm just going to have to play around with it. Like Lisa said, like, just see how you feel. What I'm going to do is eat my pre-workout meal like 45 minutes before my workout, just to see how it goes. Cause I really don't want to get up at 3:30 in the morning to eat food. So I'm already switching it up to get up at 4 in the morning to eat my first meal. And then I'll work out by like 4:45 or so. So anyway, that pre-workout block before your workout, like let's just say 45 minutes to 90 minutes before your workout, you eat, and you have to look at your meal plan, because there's plans A through F. Like my example, I'm on plan B. I have to do a veggie, a protein, a carb, and a healthy fat, like a teaspoon serving. So I'm going to have, like on day one, I'm going to have kale sauteed in olive oil with some scrambled eggs and like a whole grain tortilla, and wrap that all up. And so I'm going to eat that before my workout. And then you have your workout. If you have Energize, which is the drink that you have pre-workout, you do that about 20 minutes before your workout. And then, and that's optional. It's something I'm trying out for the first time now. Then you have your workout. And then after your workout, if you have Recover, you drink that, and then you have a serving of fruit. So even if you don't have Recover, you still do a fruit after your workout. And then within an hour after the end of your workout, then you have your second, your post-workout meal. And for me, that's the same thing. Looks like it's a green, a red, a yellow, and a teaspoon. And then that's what's called a workout block. And then the other 3 meals, you can alternate those throughout the day. Like, you don't have to have 1, 2, 3. It can be 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, like whatever works for you. Like Erin was saying with like how she likes to do her apple and peanut butter, like that could have been one of her meals that she's just slipping into that time slot or something. Okay, let's talk about
I want to add some,
wait, real quick. I would also like to bring up that just because it's already come up with me, just to remember, because we're making our whole schedule and we're going to work out and stuff like that. I've already had to change mine from a 10 o'clock workout to a 9 o'clock workout. I'm also a stay-at-home mom, but just remember, this is a 3-month program that spans 4 different months. And that means that we have season changes, different semesters. I homeschool my niece, and I realized, oh crap, in February, she starts her art class up again that I have to take her to. And so I had to bring my workout up an hour, which also meant I had to bring my food up an hour for the pre-workout and stuff like that. So just really think about the next months that are coming up and how your schedule is going to your personal life schedule is going to change, might also change what you've already scheduled out right now.
For sure.
So just a reminder on that.
On that, what I was going to say on that, because I have like the 2 days I take my daughter to and from school, like those days, obviously she only goes for 3 hours, and that's when I work my business. So I'm like, okay, well then I'm not going to be doing my workout until like after lunch. So my workout changes some days. So I have a rotating schedule, which is totally fine as long as so like some mornings I'm going to be eating option 1, 2, or 3 in the morning. Or if you're not an early morning person, you can fully do meals 1 and 2. And then, if you're an evening person, do your workout block around that. So it's fully flexible to your schedule. It doesn't have to be workout in the morning and get it done. One thing, I watched one of Autumn's videos. She did say, if you're like an early morning riser and you work out usually first thing, Autumn said she personally she will eat and directly go into her workout because she doesn't get nauseated. The reason why she did it like this is because a lot of people, when you eat before you work out, if you go straight to a workout, you could get nauseated. But for her, she said because of her body and her schedule, she eats right away, puts her dishes in the sink, goes and works out, and that's what works for her. So you got to see what works for your body. She said try it for a week and then change it up. So if you're like Diana, if you're really early in the morning, you can wake up, eat it, take your Energize, with your meal, and then, get in and do your workout. So it's really flexible as long as you're getting the food in beforehand. So that's something super important. Don't feel like, I think a lot of us are like overthinking it a little bit, and it doesn't really have to be that hard, you know, or you don't have to change that much. That's just from watching her videos. That's what I heard. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the plans, because there's A through F. Now, when I sit down and do my calculation, I'm technically bumping up at the high end of A, and so I was going to just do A, but from the trainings that I've heard this week, it's actually a little bit, it's going to be better results if you bump up a level. So if you're like right in the middle or towards the top of a level, consider bumping up to the next plan, because it is going to be longer workouts. It's more intense, but part of it is with the timing of the nutrition and these plans, like it's all worked together as a system where you're going to get results. You don't have to worry about starving yourself, and you don't want to starve yourself. Like if you're in plan A, a lot of people are concerned that you're just going to be ravenous throughout the day, and it's going to make you even more miserable, and it's going to harm your results because you're not giving yourself enough food. So if you're in plan A, I would consider bumping up to plan B. If you're like in the middle of plan B to the top of plan B, I would consider go up to C, and et cetera. And it's going to seem like a lot of food, but that's part of like the culture of our society, where they're like, you have to starve yourself to eat. You have to like super restrictive to your calories. And I did that for years. Like, I think we've all talked to people. Like, I think we all run into people where like, oh, I'm using my calorie tracker and I'm only allowed 1,200 calories today. And, you know, that's like the bare minimum for a woman. If you go below 1,200 calories, you can have problems with your cycles and all sorts of stuff. So it's a mindset shift for everybody at this point. And I think everybody on this call is aware that that's not the way to go, is not to starve yourself. So, okay.
You know what? I have something to add though, because on Autumn, her call that she did 2 days ago, she went live and she was saying that everyone is asking, what if I'm like 2 points below bracket below bracket B, or I'm just 2 calories into bracket B? She's like, you said wherever you fall, you're in that bracket. She's like, I don't care if you're 2 calories below or 2 calories above. She said, stay in that bracket, do it for 2 weeks, see how you feel, and then switch it up. So that's what she said. So that kind of contradicted everything that you had heard somewhere else. But that's what Autumn said. It was her call on Thursday where she said, she's all, I'm giving you tough love. She goes, I don't care if you're in 2 calories in like below B or 2 above. She's like, you stay in that bracket. She goes, that is where you're at. So that is up to you, but that's what she said on her call the other day. So you may want to like just wherever you fall, that's where you are. See how you feel after 2 weeks. That's what she was saying. So
yeah, anything you do, give it.
But if you're hungry, I would definitely bump up.
Yeah, anything you do, give it a little bit of time and don't abandon it. Don't abandon ship right away. Like, see how it goes, because it's going to be an adjustment for everybody. Okay, so has everyone, if you go to beachbodyondemand.com and you click on, hey, girls, can you just keep it down a little bit? If you go into 80-Day Obsession, there's already a few videos you can watch every week. They're going to load something called Weekly Obsession. It's like a preview of the week to come. And so that's going to be cool. Like this week's episode was kind of behind the scenes, getting to meet the people that are in the videos and talking about the Time Nutrition. And they're going to update that every week. And then there's a couple of short overviews of the program in the video section. If you click over to program materials, and that's where you'll find all the nutrition plans, the food list, and that kind of thing. If you got the 80-Day Obsession package, which I think everybody, at least on this call, did, it came with like the actual calendar. So you have a physical calendar you can follow. And you can see where the days of the week, like it's longer. Like Monday, Tuesday are the longest workouts, like 60 minutes, and then space it out through the week. Anybody, let's just open it up. Any more like questions from what you've seen or heard so far, or about making your own plan?
I don't really have questions, because I think it's hard to have questions before we've even started. So I really just have more of just reminders of being ready for what's going to come. Like, we're going to go through Valentine's Day, and even if you don't have a significant other that gives you chocolate, your children may be bringing home candies and chocolate. And so just be prepared for that, because those can be things that set you off. You know, chocolate's not necessarily my thing, but if my child were to bring home a cupcake, I'd be like, oh crap. You know, I don't know about anybody here, but a lot of people do drinking on St. Patrick's Day, and that's not us. We're not doing that this time, right? So just things like that come up. Like, my birthday's in March, and that's usually a time where you got to eat. I know that I will be going to a hotel in January, February, and March, and those are times that I really need to figure out what I can pack and maybe bring with me. And since I am doing mostly the vegan plan, I can have things like cans of beans that I can bring with me, but somebody else can't, like, just bring a chicken with them, you know, or some eggs or something. So whether that's planning your hotel out to be next to a grocery store or just being very, very mindful of, I don't know, however you can plan to make your meal work for you. So I just think it'll be easier if you go ahead and think about that stuff now than waiting till the day comes where you're packing and everything's running last minute and then you're just like, oh, whatever, and you go. Those are the times that you're going to give in to temptations.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I was just giving it.
Diana.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I know Diana has a bunch of traveling for work. And then I have, like, I'm going down to SoCal on the 1st, and then my birthday's in March. And then I have a wedding at the beginning of April, and I'm going to Tahoe next weekend. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I know, like, there's, you know, my drive is a 6-hour drive down to SoCal and back, right? I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do my timed nutrition. And I was already messaging Diana. I'm like, okay, usually when I go on these vacations or little things, it's my way to be like, okay, free for all, cheat day, you know, but I really want results. And so she and I were talking, like, the best thing that I can do on those days is I know I can't do timed nutrition. I know I can't, but what I can do is do my best to get all my containers in and stay in my meal plan. So that's my goal for, like, the 3 days I'm traveling. I actually have decided, though, for my birthday that I will be taking, like, 2 days off, because I'm not going to drink from now until my birthday in March, which is 2 whole months. That's a long time, but I do plan on enjoying my birthday and then jumping back on. So I've already, like, planned that that's going to happen. So
well,
I don't know
and
if that
also,
like helps with traveling and stuff, but just do the best you can when we are.
Well, and also the only one I've decided that I will probably give myself leeway for is Easter is April 1st this year. And I believe the plan goes into April. So it's not like I'm going to go to my mother-in-law's with a plate full of garbanzo beans and a salad to eat at Easter dinner, but I can be very mindful of my portions. Mm-hmm. And so maybe that's something that can be kind of your substitute there is, you know, you don't need a whole plate of mashed potatoes with gravy on it.
Yeah, good point. I was going to say, yeah, I do travel for work and I have to stay at hotels and I have to travel with other people. And when I first started coaching in September 2015, like right away, I was in a work trip situation for 4 days with my coworkers down in Southern Illinois, where all they were doing was eating pizza, eating wings, eating nachos, like nonstop. So I like packed a big tote bag full of, like, food I could take with me. And I was just really mindful of what I ate at the restaurant. I didn't drink alcohol. I, ate a nice salad with a lean protein. So when you find yourself in those situations, because it's not like we're all hermits for the next 3 months, like we're not just going to, like, be sitting in our houses planning out our food. So yeah, it's definitely good, like Lisa said, to look ahead. What's to come? What can you do to stay as much on track as you can? Because I think as long as we're not just saying screw it because it's the weekend and eating all the food, I think we'll be okay. I think if we're just mindful. So good points, yes. Everybody. Okay, so I've shared a few. Erin and I have shared some stuff in the group, different resources. Like, I've shared my meal plan just as an example. If you want to take a look, scroll up the feed and check that out if you haven't gotten started yet. There's just everything. If you just go into YouTube and type 80-Day Obsession, you're going to find a lot of resources there too, but we'll definitely keep sharing our journey here. Oh, Erin had a good idea, we wanted to bring something up on this call about, we could create like a Google Doc or a spreadsheet or something where all of us who are doing 80-Day Obsession, we can go in there and have our own tabs just so we can all kind of have like a space of our own to log weekly or bi-monthly, like our measurements and maybe just some notes about how we're doing on the plan, just to keep ourselves accountable. We can go to each other's, like, we can even go to each other's, like, tabs on the spreadsheet and, like, write notes of encouragement to each other. We obviously have our message thread too. If we had like a Google spreadsheet, would you guys, I mean, we can make it, and then whoever wants to utilize it can utilize it. But we
Wait,
just
real
want
quick, is this like an app we would download that is like shareable?
Yeah, there's
Really?
Google,
iPhone.
yeah, there's a Google Sheets app you can get on your phone and access and put things, and it's also on the internet. Like if there's Google Sheets, there's a website that you can go to. So both ways you can edit.
Is it like something that you like connect people like on, like if everybody had an iPhone, there's the iPhone pages and you can connect people to it so everybody can contribute. So is it something like that where like if you Diana started it, you can then
yes, I can share.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give everybody edit access and.
I was going to say, and it's just, I was just thinking it'd be an extra layer of accountability, you know, like, because I know for myself, like Autumn has this sheet where we do it like end of phase 1, but I personally, like on my Facebook page, I'm doing Operation Swimsuit because I really want to hit some goals. And so I was like, well, weekly, wouldn't it be great? So then we can see where we could correct things a little bit for the week. And you don't have to do it, you know, but to add all of our measurements and to check weekly, you know, that's awesome. Like, and if you lost, you know, whatever, a couple inches, like that's freaking awesome. I just thought it'd be like a really cool extra like accountability for all of us. And I know for me, instead of writing it down, like it's nice to kind of track like where you are each week of it, because it's a long program, you know, and it's going to be easy. It could be easy to get discouraged.
Yeah.
I will totally participate in that, and I will also do the measurements, but I do have to say I'm staying away from the scale because the number on the scale has really messed with my head in the past. And so I just don't do scale numbers anymore because it doesn't always tell you the truth. So that one
totally
just wouldn't be something I'd log. That's all.
Yeah. A couple things about the app. If you're not already aware, you can log your measurements and like one picture at a time into the app. And then if you go to your own profile within the app, it'll show you like your progress. Like before I did the 3-day refresh, I put my picture and my measurements in, and then I updated it, and then it showed me like a side-by-side, like right in the app. It said, you've lost an inch, and I had like this graphic, like it was kind of cool. So there's that. Erin and I
on the beachbody.com. Like
no, it's on the My Challenge Tracker app. Like if you hit the plus, if you hit the plus button, not only can you log your measurement.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. I've just never actually done any before photos, but this time I'm gonna finally do that. They scare me.
But you know what? I have to tell you, like I did my pictures on Monday, and I honestly all week was like, oh my gosh, like what have you done to yourself? You know, because I had, you know, fluffed up some over the holidays, and it all week, like it just stuck in my head that you do not want, this is your motivation. And it was really hard. And then I did pictures yesterday and I posted them in the group, and I was like, oh my goodness, like that's 1 week of being 100% on my meal plan, which I haven't done in a long time. So pictures are like awesome.
And I really, really wish I did take them when I very first started. I think I started with 21-day fix, but I deleted them because they just upset me. I was like 50 pounds heavier at the time, and they upset me. But I wish I had them now. At the time, you don't want those pictures where you're at, but you eventually do want them. So since this is a 3-month program that I plan on as much as possible following to a T, I know there are going to be substantial changes. So I know I'm going to I will regret it if I don't do it this time.
Yeah. Erin and I decided our current group, the Obsessed with the New You, we're actually going to make this group last the entire 80-day obsession length. So that way we're not like group to group. We have one place where we can see all of our string of workouts for the entire program. And then, you know, the other people in the group who aren't doing 80-day obsession, I mean, they're still going to be doing programs. And so we just thought that'd be a good thing to do for us, especially that are on the 80-day session, just have one big group. And Erin and I and any other coaches in the group will add people to the group as they want to join, and we'll just welcome them as they come in. And so
I think we also need to remember that the people that aren't doing 80-day obsession aren't going to be obsessed like us. I think we all need to be obsessed cheerleaders for each other, but let's not forget the person who's starting out with 21-day fix and really try to be their cheerleader also, because I think for us being, like I said, it's called 80-day obsession for a reason. We truly have to be obsessed to be able to do this kind of plan. I think it'll be easier to kind of make them feel like they're not quite a part of what we're doing. And so we need to bring them in and make sure that they do feel like they're still a part of all of this.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's why we created this message strand. So just our 80-day obsession people, we can get all of our 80-day obsession like crazies, like with each other and without like, yeah. Okay. So as long as you're making your meal plan this weekend, getting yourself prepared mentally, I think it's going to be a good week and a good challenge. I know I'm excited. I like to have something to focus on. Like if I mentally have like a plan to follow, I do so much better. And so I always get so mad when I do make a plan that I haven't made a plan before, because every time I make a plan, I do so much better. And so I'm glad I'm being forced to make a plan now every week. So
no, that's what I'm excited about too. And also that it kind of forces us to do mindful eating. So, when you get bored with maybe what you're eating and stuff, just remember and think, I'm eating these pepper sticks for the vitamin C that is going to boost my immune system and help me not get sick so I can make it through this program. I'm eating this egg to give my muscles fuel. Like really with every bite and every meal, there is not one meal that it does not serve a purpose to this program. This isn't just stay under 1,200 calories and it doesn't matter whether you eat a cookie or an egg. Everything that we are eating has a purpose for this program and a purpose for our body to make it through this program. And I think that's really important to remember. And when you start feeling like, because from what I've read about or watched, like with the videos Diana posted for us and some other videos, is that some of them in the beginning do start to maybe not get bigger as in they're gaining fat, but maybe bloat up or something. And it makes them want to right away kind of knock down a level, get past that. Like I feel bloated right now and it has nothing to do with other than I ate meatloaf last night. It's not real weight. Just remembering that there is a purpose to what we are eating and every bite that we take is for a function for this program. So just mindful eating.
Are you guys excited about the refeed days? Like, did you guys read into that? Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, we get like white carbs, like a couple days where it's like white carbs, like eat a white bagel, eat wafer cookies, eat this. And I'm like, hallelujah. Like we get some days in there in phase 2 where it's like a carb heavy day and we get to eat white carbs. That is freaking awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's week 6, week 8, week 10, and week 12. You have one day.
Sorry. But like I said, don't be scared after that refeed day. Carbs in your body make your body retain more water. And so when you feel like you may have gained weight, your body just retained water from those carbs. That is all. It is okay. Those refeed days are for a purpose also, So it's just reminding ourselves that it's okay, even when we feel like we may have gained weight, because it's not usually weight. It's usually just your body holding on to some water retention.
Yeah. Awesome. And
then we have the deplete days too, which we'll probably have to support each other when those come up, because that's like that goes down like mega carbs on that one, on the depletion days.
What is it called?
I think that's maybe is that the last week? Is that the peak week?
I think it's maybe, I don't know. I just see it on here and I'm like, I don't even want to read you. Like,
I think that might be I think I was just hearing in a call for the autumn, like the last week of the group is called, what did I just say? Anyway, it has a name.
Like the cutting phase.
Yeah, it's optional. Like you can cut back your carbs to kind of just shred out those last little bit you want to shred out. What was I going to say? Okay, anyway, so Erin's she's the admin of our group, so she'll extend the length of time for the app. I'll create a Google Doc or a Google Sheet and share that link with everybody. And yeah, we'll just use our message strand to go forward. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So I get pushback when people are like, this is such a hard plan. Like, why is it so hard? Why is it so strict? It's there. And Autumn said this, like she's been asked over and over again to provide the exact structure like an ideal structure for training and getting results, and that's what she's provided. So if you don't want, hey Max, Maximus, so if you don't want the max results, we're all grown adults. You can do whatever you want, but if you want what Autumn's given you, she's given it to us, so we can take it and run with it, or we can jog with it, whatever, So, all right. Thank you guys, girls, for getting on the call. I'm going to post this recording in the group, and we're just here to support each other.
So I was wondering, do you think we would want to do another call like this, like at the end of each phase, just to see where everybody's at, see where everybody had trouble with? I mean, I know we'll kind of be doing that through the app and everything anyway, but sometimes you say more when somebody else says something and you're like, oh yeah, I dealt with that, or I didn't deal with that, or that's how I dealt with that.
Absolutely.
So maybe like when phase 2 comes around, we'll do this again.
Absolutely. That sounds good.
I'm done.
All right. So, all right. Thank you all for getting on, and we'll talk to you soon in the message strand, and we're excited about Monday. So take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.